Kori Nicole from Where's the Buzz
Hi,
TV.
Kori.
Hi, how are you guys? How's it going?
Good. Whereabouts in the world are you? As you can see, we're in New York City here.
As you can
Yes,
tell by our white background.
I'm in Atlanta with my.
Oh, of course. In Atlanta. Oh, Real Housewives. I watch it all. I didn't know you could find the Real Housewives to
Yes.
interview me.
So, Archie, this is the first question for you. What was it like taking over such an iconic role as the lead in Home Alone?
Incredible. It's such an honor to be playing this role. I'm very happy and I feel very honored
Also,
to be here.
he's been such a fan since he was a kid. Imagine, since he was a kid.
Yes. Did you feel
I
any
was first introduced to Home Alone when I was like 0.9 months old.
Did you feel any pressure? Like, did you feel any pressure, like taking on this role, or how did you first feel about it?
No, not really.
No pressure at all. What a chilled out person.
Yeah, I mean, like, this is, I don't have any pressure to, like, reenact someone because this...
Yes, it's not a
say it
remake,
with
so
me.
that took off the pressure because it is not...
Not a sequel.
It is not.
A remake.
It is not.
A reboot.
But it is.
In the same universe.
In the same universe.
That's our lawyer speak.
How did you all both, best prepare for your roles?
You learned your lines.
I learned my lines.
Absolutely something they recommend doing. For me, I did do a bit of work on the accent just to make sure, because I was cast after Archie, because I didn't get that part when I auditioned for his part. So I had to try and get something else. But it was making sure that we kind of bonded and connected, so you'd believe the relationship of the mother and the son. I mean, a lot of people, I think, will think that I'm his teen sister, but
yes.
Thank you. You weren't supposed to laugh at that bit, but interesting. That was kind of important, making sure we connected. And I think if you believe that connection, then the rest of it does the job.
The connection is real.
The connection is real.
Yes, the connection is very
I'm
real.
getting my lawyer in touch because you've touched me, and that's illegal.
Sorry.
The connection is very real. I definitely love the chemistry that I saw you all have within this film. Were there any challenging moments that you all had, like, while filming?
Yes.
I mean, we literally filmed it shut down for COVID. So we had one, when we started, I don't know if you felt like this, but we were filming in Montreal and I'd never seen so much snow in my life. And I was like, well, filming in this snow is the most difficult things can ever get.
I loved it.
And then we shut down for the global pandemic where there was an airborne virus everywhere. So that was genuinely, obviously, a massive challenge. And when we came back last September, we still didn't really know how to manage COVID on a set. And the crew were incredible and amazing. So from that point of view, it was good. But it was a sort of unknown territory, completely unknown territory after kind of a tough year. So I think we all really appreciated the passion of the crew and making it,
Some awesome guys.
A lot of brilliant people.
You mentioned that it took you like a minute just to like really get the accent down and everything. How long did that like take you? What was that process like for you?
It's one of those things where you don't want to do too much work on the accent because it can get in your head, and actually it should flow from the character. So kind of being around Archie, you're sort of taking on the character traits rather than an accent. So it should be a person rather than an accent, because I think if you're just trying to do an accent, then you're just sort of, proving you can do one, but it should come from a character. So in my head, I thought of a sort of difficult person I know in real life, and I would often channel her and imagine how she might say something. But I'd sort of go into her rather than the accent.
Hi, Kori. So nice to meet you.
So nice to meet you. I love the screener. I absolutely enjoyed it and your character. So I really, after I did some research on you, I really wanted to know, after previously voicing the role of characters in popular Disney animations, such as Toy Story 4, what was it like starring in this Disney film?
It was so amazing. As someone who grew up on these movies, I would watch them every single year, on the dot. It's just another pinch me moment where I'm like, I can't believe I was in Toy Story 4. I can't believe I get to be part of Home Sweet Home Alone. It's just my 14-year-old self is really pinching herself. What is going on? It's so awesome. And in both casts, I've learned so much, and it's just been such a wonderful experience.
What experience or insight did you take from doing the voiceovers on the animations from Disney in the film now that you started in?
Yeah, I mean, I learned so much in both. I think in animation and with Toy Story, it really changed my life because it brought me back to why I really love performing. You know, you go into the booth and you don't have anything to look at because they haven't done the drawings yet. And you're really just like, okay, and now, you know, Buzz is doing this, go. And you just have that instant to make a choice. And I really enjoyed that because, you know, it brought me back to why I love doing this in the first place, of just using my imagination. And then I think for Home Alone, just being around all of these, you know, comedy people 24/7 was such a great exercise in like, let's just improv and let's go for things and try things. And sometimes things work and sometimes things don't, but that's really what the process is all about.
Do you have a preference between doing voiceovers or do you like being on camera?
I mean, honestly, both. It's really a toss up. I think so lucky to be playing, you know, both of these were such fun roles. And I think at the end of the day, that's just really what it's all about, is what the role is and what I feel I can bring to it. So for both of them, I couldn't imagine picking.
What did you love most about your role in this particular film?
I think what I loved most, aside from her really cool outfits, I mean, I had so much
I
fun.
love the outfits. Oh my goodness. I was like, wow, she's so chic. Yes. I was like,
Yeah, I was like, I wish I could rock all this stuff in real life, you know, just the crazy outerwear pieces. And so beyond that, I think I loved playing someone who was just so much her own, you know, like I felt like on set, anything I could say would never be too ridiculous for her. And that feels fun, especially bouncing off of Tim, who plays Hunter. You know, we were saying the most ridiculous things, and Dan Mazer, our director, was always like, yeah, and more, like make it weirder, make it, you know, go there. And that was really fun. And same thing with Toy Story, you know, it was always like more, you know. So I really enjoyed that, of just like that collaborative energy.
I'm good. I have to admit, I'm having a little fangirl moment because I love watching you in The Office. That is my favorite show.
That is so, thank you for saying that. And
Yes, that's one of my favorites. So my first question is for you, actually. Coming from The Office, I love every comedy role that you've taken on. So what did you love about this particular script that made you want to join this project?
Well, I was a huge fan of the old Home Alones. I think we all are, and I also thought, okay, well, this is, you know, inspired by that story. Big shoes to fill. And as soon as I read the script, I felt like, wow, the writers, Mikey Day and Streeter Seidel, totally nailed it. It is a very funny story. It's full of warmth. It's also very silly, full of physical comedy. And I think that seeing, you know, it was sort of a no-brainer, seeing who was attached to direct and attached to star in it, Rob, Dan, it was, all the pieces were in place where it would have been very strange to have not pursued it.
Rob, what about you? What made you decide, like, yes, I need to be a part of this project? I want this role immediately.
The script, you know, like I've written stuff myself and I always start with the script. Did I enjoy reading it? Even if it never got made, did I have fun reading the script and did I laugh and, you know, learn a little something? Then that's good enough. So I laughed so much and was so surprised by how clever and original this script was that I said, yeah, I want to do it.
I love the chemistry between the two of you while watching the screener. So I was just wondering, I'm like, did they draw any inspiration from any parenting that they witnessed while growing up for the role? Like, how did you all prepare for this?
well, we are, yeah, we're both parents, and I do think that was helpful. Still not necessary, but both within the movie and also, you know, just bonding offset, because it was the same situation. We were also we filmed it in Canada, and so, you know, Rob lives in England, I live in New York, so there was a lot of like travel and missing families. Not that the families had gone missing, but we missed our families.
Yes.
And but that was a very, you know, playing Pam and Jeff. To me, I understood a lot of Pam's plight and her and Jeff's noble intention to try to save their family. That's what's at the heart of this, the heart of their turn to the dark side of becoming burglars.
But we would talk a lot about our respective parenting, methods, and we're able to sort of comfortably pour a lot of who we are as parents and husbands and wives into these parts. Because frankly, as silly as a lot of the stunts are, a lot of the more smaller stuff, the scenes where people are talking, are quite realistic in their feel.
Okay, so this is the last question that I have for you all. So since it's Christmas time, Sweet Home Alone, what is your favorite Christmas memory?
Favorite Christmas memory? Mine are all kind of jumbled. We just have a very, at my house growing up, we would go to church on Christmas Eve, and I honestly, we always had, how would I describe the meal? It was not a very it was a plain meal on Christmas Eve. I don't know why. We would celebrate like really hard on Christmas Day, so we would always have vegetable soup on Christmas Eve, and I sort of didn't like it, but I knew it signified to me the feast that was to come and the joy of opening presents the next day. So even though I hated eating the vegetable soup, I kind of liked it because I knew that if I got that over with, then I could really enjoy myself. That's my memory.
I think mine would be being a little boy and being in the back seat of my parents' car with my little sister, who might have been in a car seat, and driving home from my aunt and uncle's house and cousins, and listening to the radio, back when you listened to the radio, and being like, what Christmas song will they play next? It wasn't like we could pick, like we could just listen to Mariah Carey on repeat or whatever. It was what they played. And so all the different ones that would come on as we drove, like over a bridge or under the stars or, dodged drunk drivers. That's my fondest memory.
Thank you so much for your
Thank
time
you.
again. I loved everything, and I hope to speak with you soon.
Where's the buzz?
Where is the buzz? You said
We used to be
was
a singer,
mine,
bro.
oh mine.